Hello guys and welcome back to our channel. Now we all know the tragedy that has struck Los Angeles, leaving a trail of devastation and heartbreak in its wake. The recent fires have ravaged communities, displacing families and destroying homes. But as the people of LA struggle to come to terms with the disaster, many are left wondering what's really behind these fires. Now, as we listen to the stories of those affected, a sense of unease and uncertainty emerges. Some share tales of LA's dark underbelly of evil forces that seem to lurk beneath the surface. Now, others speak of their own experiences of struggling to make ends meet and feeling helpless in the face of disaster. And then there are those who dare to ask the question, could these fires be more than just a natural disaster? Could they be the result of foul play or even eco-terrorism? Now, while some may dismiss these claims as conspiracy theories, for those who've lost everything, the need for answers is desperate. Now, in this video, we'll explore the theories and stories surrounding the LA fires. We'll listen to the voices of those affected and examine the evidence and possibilities. So with that said, let's take a look at these videos as different people share their thoughts on this. I will be right back.
So I want to talk about the whole wildfire that's going on right now in LA. Remember like that one video I made, and I told you guys, LA is one of the most evil place, like to be. Like my experience there was not something I expected, and it was like probably the worst. I've never encountered like a hellhound anywhere else but in LA. So what that means to me, there's a lot of exchange that's being done there. A lot of people are selling their soul, selling themselves for, fame, money, all of that. And then, they kind of like opening like doors, like to different beings to actually walk right in. If there's a place that is called hell, and there is such a being that is called the devil, he's sitting right on top of the Hollywood sign.
The finale of America is too much. It's getting too close to home. I'm a Los Angeles native, and you guys, I've been very poor, I've been very rich, I've had all kinds of money. This is not Eat the Rich. Stop making fun of this. They're trying to do something, and there's so many black and brown people in California and Los Angeles. This is not, it doesn't feel like an accident, okay? I was planning on moving back to LA because I'm from Los Angeles. To see all my childhood places burned down right now, I'm so sick of climate change. I have no one to talk to this about. I'm isolated. I hate this. I'm not okay. Everyone in Los Angeles, we are so funny. We are so smart. We are so resourceful and creative. I'm sorry this is happening to you. You guys, I love Los Angeles. I'm beside myself. I'm going to take a break from social media after I post this video, because I'm so mad. I'm so mad to see LA burn down and to see that they sent money to the police. And to see all my childhood, my dad used to take me to the Getty Museum all the time. It was so sweet. It was our family outing. Big part of my childhood. You guys who think California is all famous people and celebrities and rich people are
really just comes in waves, but I just want to go home. I just want to see all my stuff and sit on my couch and just really want to go home. I'm so homesick. So I am evacuating my home, and it's so hard to leave the podcast studio behind. I know that's sounds insane, but I have everything, like my son's birth certificate, but just to leave all this, podcast studio is such a big deal to me because it connected me to so many of you guys. And just to give you an idea, this is the podcast studio, and then I don't know if you can see. it's pretty close, I don't know what I'm gonna lose, but it's like weirdly, like you really find out what matters to you when you have to evacuate. I'm not taking the cameras. I'm just like taking little trinkets and like stuff that you guys gave me at shows, and
Okay, I don't know if I'm going crazy or I just need to preoccupy my brain with conspiracy theories, but how is this happening? How are we getting a fire in the Pacific Palisades and then supposedly the wind took it all the way to Altadena and now the winds are gone and suddenly it's popped up in the Hollywood Hills? Like, these are very far distances that embers wouldn't be able to fly. Like, this feels deliberate. And not only that, but what's even crazier is downtown had a big fire here yesterday. And it was on the same block that there had been a fire, I want to say a couple of days before. Because I remember making the joke when we were going into the Pop Report studio yesterday, and he's like, oh, the fire's getting close to me. And I'm like, he texted me and said, there's a fire getting close to me. And I was like, that's so funny. I literally have a fire 2 blocks away from me. And at that point, I believe there was already a fire coming down Sunset that I guess was contained, and now it's in the Hollywood Hills. What's happening? Like, what is going on? Look at the map. Like, what is happening? There's no way this is an accident.
I had to get myself together. I have never seen anything like this in my life. I'm from LA.
This is not Maui. I know that that is hard to believe, but this is not Lahaina. This is the Pacific Palisades, the aftermath after the Palisades fire, which is still 0% contained. This is drone footage of a neighborhood in between Santa Monica and Malibu. And as you can see here, the whole entire neighborhood is decimated. There is not one house standing. There is not one tree standing. Everything is charred to a crisp, just like Maui. And I'm starting to think that it's in the government playbook that every time there's a disaster in the United States, that is a cue to give more money to Ukraine. Today it was announced that Biden is going to give a final $500 million to Ukraine in military aid. I also learned today that the United States Agency for International Development, the USAID, an independent federal agency, has funded Ukraine with 16 fire departments with gear and rescue tools. Meanwhile, California has no water in the hydrants, and we are just left behind. Don't worry, I'm sure we'll be offered a $750 check from FEMA. As always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
This is literally the end of Los Angeles, California. This like feels so much bigger than what it is right now. Like the fact that now that it's in Hollywood, it's in the Hollywood Hills. Runyon Canyon, historic Runyon Canyon is on fire, is like breaking my heart to pieces. But also it's like, this is like all of LA. Like it is going down. And wow, like it feels like bigger. Like, I don't know. I know there's a lot of conspiracies, and I'm not saying that it's like, I mean like bigger, like the universe. Like it's almost like it feels like God is angry, and this is like all the dark versus the light, and all the dark that is Hollywood is like just being taken down. Like Diddy went down this year. Like it just feels like the energy, it's like we're not making any progress here. This is like bigger. Does anyone else feel that? Like it's very disheartening. Like this feels, I like said it kind of joking yesterday, like, oh, this is like the apocalypse, the end of it. But like, it literally feels like it. Like, I don't even know what to say. I'm just like in shock right now. I'm just like watching my city burn down. And it's still 0% contained. And I have just packed up my car. So now I'm leaving. I don't know where I'm going yet, but we're going to figure it out. But like, this is heavy. This is big. Because it feels like no one wants us to win. Like no one wants us to win. You know? It's like everything is against us right now. And I said it last night. It's like, we're LA. We should be able to handle this, and we're not. And in fact, when we just kind of start to a little bit, a fire breaks out somewhere else. Like it's, the world is against us. God is angry. the universe is against us. Like I feel that so heavy, and I want to know if anyone else feels it. And my heart is just like breaking right now. Breaking. Like this is the end. Like this feels like the end. This is, I'm being very dramatic, but like, do you know, like, you feel it too. Like this is crazy. My heart.
Now, the suspicion surrounding the LA fires isn't limited to concerned citizens and online commentators. Mainstream news sources also have begun to raise questions and point fingers, sparking a blame game that's adding fuel to the fire. Now, headlines from reputable news outlets are now highlighting the possibility of arson and even ecotourism. Some are citing suspicious patterns and circumstances surrounding the fires, while others are drawing attention to the eerie similarities between these incidents and previous ones. The fact that news sources are echoing the concerns of everyday people suggests that there's more to this story than meets the eye. It's no longer just a conspiracy theory, but a legitimate line of inquiry that demands attention and investigation. As the people of LA struggle to rebuild and recover, they deserve answers and transparency. The blame game may be underway, but it's crucial that we prioritize fact-finding over finger-pointing. Let's take a look at some of those conspiracy theories, or what people are saying might be the cause of this fire. Now, according to some politicians and influencers, a small fish called the Delta smelt is to blame for the wildfires that have devastated the Los Angeles area this week. Prominent figures, including President-elect Donald Trump, said policies related to the endangered Delta smelt affect how much water can be pumped out of the fish's habitat in the Sacramento-San Joaquin Delta. They added that's the cause of water supply issues, faced by firefighters laboring to stop the blazes. 3 water tanks and some fire hydrants temporarily lost water because of high demand Tuesday, local officials said. Now, the small fish isn't alone in being the target of blame for the multiple wildfires that had burned across 45 square miles of the city as of Thursday, forcing more than 180,000 people out of their homes. Other people have criticized diversity, equity, and inclusion, California Governor Gavin Newsom's immigration policies, or the influence of billionaires on climate change policy. It's not clear what initially sparked the fires, and in the absence of reliable information, some of the allegations being made online are misinformed or wrong, experts say. All of them ignore the complexities that caused the fires to spread and the nuanced solutions that would be required to address similar urban wildfires in the future, they add. Now, Trump was among the most notable leaders to call out the Delta smelt, writing Wednesday on Truth Social that Newsom refused to sign the water restoration declaration that would have allowed millions of gallons of water to flow into parts of California, including the areas that are currently burning in a virtually apocalyptic way. He wanted to protect an essentially worthless fish called a smelt by giving it less water. It didn't work, but didn't care about the people of California, Trump wrote. Now the ultimate price is being paid. I would demand that this incompetent governor allow beautiful, clean, fresh water to flow into California. He is the blame for this. On top of it all, no water for the hydrants, not firefighting plans. A true disaster. In a statement in response, Gordon Newsom's director of communications accused Trump of playing politics. There is no such document as the Water Restoration Declaration. That is pure fiction, Gordon said Tuesday. The governor is focused on protecting people, not playing politics, and making sure firefighters have all the resources they need. Now, Trump wasn't alone in blaming the Delta smelt. Roger Stone, a Republican operative who Trump pardoned for multiple felony convictions, shared a photo of the smelt on X on Wednesday, writing, "This is the fish Gavin Newsom burned California down in order to save." James Woods, the actor who said his home in Pacific Palisades burned down, criticized Los Angeles Fire Chief Kristen Crowley's mention of DEI in her bio on the department website. Refilling the water reservoirs would have been a welcome priority too, but I guess she had too much on her plate promoting diversity, Woods wrote on X next to a photo of the last paragraph of Crowley's bio. The paragraph says, creating, supporting, and promoting a culture that values diversity, inclusion, and equity while striving to meet and exceed the expectations of the communities are Chief Crowley's priorities, and she's grateful for the opportunity to serve the city of Los Angeles. Targeting DI initiatives after or during attention-grabbing news incidents has become a predictable political tactic in the last year for Republicans, who have responded to everything from bridge collapses or mid-air accidents with such attacks, and others have suggested that Newsom also didn't refill California's reservoirs or that he returned its water to the ocean. Now, tech billionaire Elon Musk, who owns X, agreed with a post from conspiracy theorist Alex Jones that said the fires are part of a larger globalist plot to wage economic warfare and deindustrialize the United States before triggering total collapse. Experts say that most of the takes are inaccurate or miss the point, and that they don't make room for conversations about real solutions to worsening natural disasters. I think the blame game isn't useful, said Faith Kins, Director of Research Communications at the Arizona Water Initiative at Arizona State University and co-author of a 2021 report published by UCLA on wildfire and water supply in California. This is a really complex, complicated, and emergent issue that just hasn't been on the radar for mostly anyone. And so I just don't think that there is individual blame to go around at all. She said, those were exceptional fire conditions that we're seeing in LA, drought, climate change, and then these high winds. Now, Kieran said one of the takeaways of the 2021 report she co-authored was that it's unclear who would start to address issues with water management related to wildfires. In California, for example, there are thousands of water providers, she said, and some aren't well resourced. Is it their issue to try to deal with? Is it the fire service? Is it a county, a city? She said, the fact that we don't even know who's totally responsible for all these things makes me feel like we certainly don't know where to put blame either. Now, Kearns pointed to a statement from Janice, chief engineer of the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, who said Wednesday, we're fighting a wildfire with urban water systems, and that is really challenging. Kieran said that statement highlights a serious issue that experts have seen wildland fires move into urban areas only in the last 10 to 15 years, and that they're still figuring out how to address it. The way that firefighting has traditionally been, there are wildland firefighters and agencies, and then there are urban firefighters and agencies. She said, are we having wildland firefighters fighting fires in urban areas or the reverse? And sometimes the approaches are really different. We have finally come to the end of the video, but what do you, our viewers, have to say? What are your thoughts, and what do you think are the causes of the fires in LA? Share your thoughts, your contributions in the comment section. Thank you for always watching, and see you in our next video as we bring you another interesting video.